Today I'll be doing a demonstration on how to winterize an inboard outboard boat. My boat is a Glastron GX 225 with a 5.7 liter engine with a Volvo Penta outdrive. I'll be draining the block oil, the outdrive oil, and showing how to circulate antifreeze through the engine block. So to do this procedure, you'll need some environmentally safe antifreeze, some fuel stabilizer, marine type preferably, some engine oil, the outdrive oil, as well as a fogger, spray fogger that you can get at an auto supply store that you'll be using to kill the engine. For equipment, I used a Camco boat winterization kit that I got from Amazon.com, I think for less than $50. You'll need a pump to pump the outdrive oil back into the outdrive, a set of water muffs, and a pump to pump the oil out of the engine block through the dipstick. All this equipment cost me about $100. So to start with, you want to stabilize the fuel with some marine stable that will hold it over the winter. Then you want to remove the air filter cover because you'll be spraying the fogger in there to kill the engine. So here you see I've hooked up the water muffs and the Camco winterization kit. I've opened up the garden hose water and I've started the engine. At this point, the valve is set up just to let the water run through the engine. You want to make sure that the water muffs are tight so that way you are properly cooling the engine. So when you get the boat to operating temperature, you are then ready to run the antifreeze through the engine. Here I'm turning off the garden hose water and turning on the antifreeze. You can see the pink antifreeze going through the hose into the outdrive, and it's recirculating through the engine. It only takes about 30 seconds for the antifreeze to run through the engine. You'll see the pink antifreeze running out the bottom, but you want to run this a bit longer because you want to make sure that all of the water in the engine block is evacuated or replaced with the antifreeze. I ran about 4 gallons through the engine block before I decided to kill the engine. So when the temperature is operating, obviously, and you have run the antifreeze through, you are ready to kill the engine with the fogger by spraying it into the carburetor. Once the engine is killed, I also removed the spark plugs and I sprayed the fogger into each of the cylinders. I then turned over the engine a few times just to cover the cylinder surfaces and the piston with the fogger. Once that's done, I replace the spark plugs, of course, and that part at least is ready for winter. To drain the outdrive oil, I loosen the dipstick cap, and of course I removed the drain plug and drain the oil. Once the oil is drained, you secure the pump, and then you pump. For me, it was about 2.5 quarts of oil of the synthetic gear oil back into the outdrive. Try not to get any bubbles in there, but I think that is to some degree unavoidable. At that point, once it's filled, then you close the dipstick and then you replace the plug to the outdrive. Next, I need to evacuate the oil from the engine block, and we do that with the pump. This is a very tedious process, and I think it took me over an hour to get the oil out of the engine block. Once that's done, then you replace the oil filter, you refill the engine oil, you raise the trim, and you disconnect the battery leads. So that way the battery stays fresh throughout the season. And then at that point you're pretty much set. So to sum it up, you want to add fuel stabilizer to the gas tank. You want to get the engine up to operating temperature. You need to run the antifreeze through the engine while it's running. At that point you need to kill the engine with the fogger and spray the fogger into the cylinders as well. Replace the oil and filter on the engine block. Replace the outdrive oil and disconnect the battery leads. Hope this video is helpful to you, and happy boating.